As his own son-in-law, Jared Kushner, faces Capitol Hill scrutiny, President Trump calls for more scrutiny of the Clintons. The president tweeting this morning, why aren't the committees and investigators and, of course, our beleaguered AG looking into crooked Hillary's crimes and Russia relations? For more on the Russia investigations and the Clintons, we're joined right now by Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton. Tom, good to have you here. I think let's start with Sessions here. It's an interesting word choice. I think he's pretty much lost the confidence of a whole lot of people right now. Why is it that Jeff Sessions isn't being more aggressive?
Because he's recused himself from this key rule of law issue, which is the investigation of what went on during the Obama administration with respect to how it handled the Clinton investigations, and now this whole Russia collusion scandal, which is metastasized under a rogue prosecutor into an investigation of anything this prosecutor wants to investigate. You know, the president has a right to expect that his attorney general and his appointees are going to supervise prosecutors appropriately, and that's not happening here. No. And he's not really answerable to anyone, Mueller isn't, which raises not only constitutional concerns, but, you know, just from a practical perspective, who's running the show at the Justice Department? This is a major investigation that is being done without any adult supervision, and there are other investigations that many expected to have been done that the Justice Department's AWOL on. Okay,
so Sessions, in your view, I'm guessing you think he needs to go.
I don't think he needs to go. I think he needs to step up. I think he needs to unrecuse himself.
You're giving him a little more leash there. He just needs to do a better job at his job.
He can unrecuse himself. I think he was cornered into recusing himself initially, and I think he inappropriately recused himself, and he should fix the situation and start running the Justice Department and taking control of these investigations as appropriate.
You know, in many ways, though, don't you think that our president was trying to give Hillary Clinton the benefit of the doubt? In other words, he wanted to move on. He wanted to move forward to health care repeal and replace. He wanted to move forward and does still want to move forward to tax cuts. He didn't want to get bogged down in all the Clinton stuff, but instead the tables reversed and they went after him for, you know, basically a lot of things that there's not a ton of really any evidence for, while he could have gone after her for things there actually is evidence on.
Well, you know, he tends to take leadership in areas where his appointees are failing to take leadership where they're supposed to. So when he says, I'm not going to go after Hillary Clinton, that's what you expect a president incoming to say. He's guessing that his attorney general is going to do what is necessary under law to investigate anything that needs to be investigated. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. So he's had to step up to the plate here. And it would be nice if the Justice Department would do with what I think Americans expect. I mean, Mr. Comey has testified that he couldn't trust the Justice Department on the Clinton investigation. Yes. Where's the follow-up on that, both from Congress and from the Justice Department?
Good question. So who else in that administration right now should be putting pressure on Jeff Sessions to do his job? I mean, why isn't Reince telling him, hey, buddy, you know, get out there and do something?
Well, I don't know who else you need to put pressure on him other than the president.
Just the president, okay.
The president's made it clear.
But the president has put the pressure, right, Tom?
And the question is, what is the appropriate response? Did he recuse himself appropriately? And if he didn't, then he should unrecuse himself. And
or maybe you put this one to bed and you know, he goes off into the sunset and you find someone else to do the job.
Well, if he can't do this key job, I mean, that's going to, you know, there's going to be a breaking point here. Either he steps up and takes control of his Justice Department, or the pressure is going to be untenable. It's a terrible situation for Jeff Sessions, who's doing a lot of great work for conservative values on immigration, rule of law, fighting crime, and on the crazy agenda of the Obama Justice Department.
And you know what? The left is not going to let this go. They absolutely are not going to let this go. And as I said, you know, the president may have been willing to give Hillary Clinton the benefit of the doubt, but it's as though everything has turned. And people have somehow gotten amnesia and completely forgotten about her uranium deal with the Russians. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. It's good to see you. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Trish.